What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sector for Nerds, and welcome to another episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars Retro Discussions. Today I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 2. Before we begin, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. I do a lot of content like this where I talk about each and every episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I also talk about a lot of the latest stuff that appears on Disney Plus as well. We should be going through The Acolyte by the time of this recording, so hopefully you guys are checking out those videos, getting my thoughts on that as well. Every Thursday, or mostly every Thursday, me and my brother are doing video game live streams. I put out YouTube Shorts every now and again, so just make sure you guys are subscribing to keep your eyes out for all that content. So first of all, if you guys haven't been watching this series that I've done, talking about each and every Clone Wars episode, first of all, I highly recommend you go back and watch all the videos. I feel like a broken record for the amount of times that I've said this, but this is genuinely my favorite series that I've ever done on YouTube. In the almost 5 years that I've been doing this now, we've done a lot of different content, a lot of different kind of videos. I'm having so much fun putting this series together. And right now, we're just scratching the surface with this show, you guys. We're just scratching it, because at the end of the day, we've got so much better content to come when it comes to the Clone Wars. Now, don't let that downplay Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 2, because I love this season of the show. In terms of how I compare it to Season 1, it's definitely interesting because I think Season 1 as a whole had a lot of fairly decent to fairly good episodes. There really wasn't much bad in Season 1. In Season 2, there were a lot of episodes that were definitely better than episodes in Season 1, but there were also a couple of episodes in this season that were definitely worse than Season 1. And not only was it worse than that season, you guys, I think there were some of the worst episodes of this show in Season 2. For example, Senate Spy, the Clovis episode. I despised that episode. And then there was the other Senate episode in this season called Senate Murders. I didn't really despise it, I just found it boring. I think I talked about how in the Clovis episode that I had a massive headache watching this episode first time around when I was little. And it was like the I'm bored headache. I'm not supposed to have the bored headache when I watch this show, you guys. That's how you know something's wrong. I think I'm gonna get all the negatives out of the way first, and then we'll go to the positives. While Ahsoka was in a decent amount of episodes in this season, I did feel like she took a step back from what she was doing in Season 1. Season 1, she was all over the place, you guys, being the center focus of each and every episode that she was in. But when it comes to Season 2, she had, the Holocron arc at the beginning, then she was involved with the Geonosis stuff. But after that, it kind of felt like Ahsoka's importance in Season 2 just kind of went downhill. And it only just picked back up again for the finale episode with Aurra Sing. I get that The Clone Wars is an anthology show, so it's about a lot of different characters besides her. But she was one of the focal points of the show. Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 2 had many different villains in this season. You know, you had people like Poggle the Lesser making his debut in the show. We see him in Attack of the Clones. We get to see General Grievous again. We are introduced to the Mandalorian Pre Vizsla. But the one villain that had absolutely no presence in this season at all, apart from one mention by Ahsoka Tano, is Asajj Ventress. Where did she go? I remember as a child watching through this season being kind of dumbfounded by it. I was like, wait a second, something's missing here. Where's Ventress? Like, yeah, we didn't get much Grievous either, you know, if you really think about it. He was only in 2 episodes, whereas in Season 1 he was in like half the season. But at least he was here. Ventress had nothing. So you guys, I think that's all the negatives that I want to harp on, because I want to talk about the positives, because Season 2, I think, had a lot of positives when it came to the show, which is first going to lead me to a comment that Jackson Young 5276 posted on one of my most recent videos. He says, I think season 2 is an obvious step up from season 1. A lot more consistently good episodes, which I agree with. For me, I think the worst episode is actually this one, in reference to the first Boba Fett Death Trap episode. But it's still like a C-tier episode. My favorite was Voyage of Temptation by far. Second Battle of Geonosis was really good too, though. B+ season. So yeah, I definitely think that that's a fair assessment for season 2. I think I've definitely gone over what I think are my least favorite episodes. Voyage of Temptation, you guys, I definitely agree, is one of my favorite episodes of the season. And it was one of the episodes that I had my good friend DJ on here to chat with me about the episode. I think all of us are in agreement that the Battle of Geonosis was absolutely fantastic. It's definitely my favorite arc in Clone Wars Season 2, and it's definitely one of my favorite arcs in the entirety of the Clone Wars. Each episode felt so different. It was like, okay, you've got your sort of D-Day style battle at the first episode. Then the second episode is more like your typical Star Wars The Clone Wars battle. Then you've got more of a zombie horror style episode, and then you've got an alien style episode. They were all different, but it all flows together so well. That episode where we first started talking about the Mandalorians, we talked about how it's become such a crucial moment in Star Wars history. At the time, it was like, oh, this is cool. We're bringing Mandalorians into Star Wars. This is awesome. But when you really think about it, that episode, that first Mando episode, was the start to the rise in popularity of the Mandalorians. And then you've also got Boba Fett in this season as well, who is also a Mandalorian. But as I'm sitting here talking about it, you guys, like, think about this. Geonosis, Mandalorians, Boba Fett. This is all Attack of the Clones stuff. Obviously, Mandos were a thing long before that, but when you have little Boba Fett there with Jango Fett's helmet, a Mandalorian helmet, and the Attack of the Clone stuff ain't gonna stop either, because the start of next season, you guys, we're going to Camino, so it ain't gonna stop here, I promise you. Yeah, guys, overall, what a good season of the Clone Wars we've gotten. This show just continues to get better and better, and I cannot wait, you guys, for us to get into Clone Wars Season 3. Next week, you guys, we're going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 1, Clone Cadets. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to be talking about ARC Troopers, which I'm hoping to have my friend DJ on for that episode. And one of the things that I'm really looking forward to in Season 3, you guys, is a couple of things I'm hoping to happen this season. One is to try and get DJ on for more episodes. I'm going to see what I can do, like what we can do to work around his schedule. But also, another thing that I'm looking forward to doing at some point this season is to have some roundtable discussions on certain arcs of this season. And when I say roundtable discussion, I'm talking like at least 3 or 4 people on with me to chat about these episodes. I'm sorry, like not the episodes themselves in particular. It's actually going to be kind of 2 separate things. So I'm going to continue to give you guys the, breakdowns of each of the individual episodes. Whenever DJ can join me, he will join me. And then what we're going to do is after we're done with some of the episodes, we'll have sort of a discussion like we're having right now, like how we're talking about the overall season, but we're going to do it with certain arcs, like the Mortis arc, or potentially the Citadel arc, probably the Night Sisters arc. That's kind of my goal here, because when I was talking with my brother, he said, like, yeah, I think I'd be more interested if we did the roundtable discussions with more people. So I said, yeah, no, that's fine, and then, hopefully we can get our friend Jacob to join us as well. All of which you can find these people on the video game live streams every Thursday, which is why it's so crucial that you guys check out those live streams, not only just to get to know these guys a little bit, but to also, we have so much fun with these streams, you guys, so I would absolutely love it. I think you guys would have a great time too if y'all checked out these streams. But for now, you guys, that is going to wrap us up for today. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others to help support the channel, and I will see you guys next time.